Yo, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, everyone can hear me. I can't really talk that loud, so I hope everyone can hear me sort of decently. I really don't want to. I guess I can put on the headset. I really don't want to put it on because it's going to make me sweat a little bit. But if I start sweating, I'll take it off. I just can't be as loud because my voice is like. I'm not supposed to be really talking, so I do apologize for all those people who want to hear me talk, but so we're not playing TCG live for anyone wondering. Um, thank God y'all did not see what was on my screen. Just hey, okay. So I'm playing basically. Oh, sorry. Let me put this here. I'm going to be doing Pokemon TCG on Limitless TCG. So I'll be going over some of the stuff. I want to go over the expanded because expanded is fun. But anyway, thank you, Chazu. You too. Hope you have more fun than me. Um, so for anyone who doesn't know, Pokeka Book. This is a website that I go to, and I can see all of the expanded stuff that's going on. Like, for example, why is this translating? Do not translate. Do not, do not always translate. Why did it do that? And see, it's not. It's supposed to say extra, but it's fine. So all I'm doing is I'm going through the tier list for the current expanded format so I can see how popular stuff was. And here's this, but here's Ninja Spinner environment for this. This is what I like to look at. So obviously, Reggie Drago is very popular, but it's very counterable. And this is what I was telling one of my friends. If anyone knows Sammy Goldstein, he's a pretty good standard player. But I tried to explain to him that just because a deck sees the most views does not mean it's the best deck. This deck is so easily countered to the point where you can't really, like, even if you play like a Trubbish Garbodor, you're not getting rid of all of your problems. If you play Sudowoodo, you still can't get rid of your 8 bench slot decks that try to play that, or this that tries to counter it as well. Like Wobbuffet is so early game, Marshadow's not doing anything for you late against Electrode Raichu. Um, like, sure, you can use this, you can use, let's see, what else is there? Well, there's not really any disruption except Marnie, but that's too early. So this is more of a, oh, I can Budu early. That's a bad thing. I would never do that in expanded. The only reason you would ever play this card is if you're going up against a stall deck. That's it. If you're going up against Snorlax stall or Iron Thorns or something like that, then you play it because you're going to set them back a couple turns while you set up. So that's the only reason I would do that. Otherwise, I would never play it. But yeah, easily countered deck. I'm not going to show them all. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Ooh, okay. Now I can explain Lugia. The reason you didn't see a lot of Lugia's top is because Lugia for one, It is super fast, but it's super heavily countered. There are only a few variants who can keep up with every way to counter it, but you're still going to run into a problem called consistency. Like this deck right here, I love this Clefairy. I love this to death. This is a very good answer to a lot of things. This Kyurem right here, this can answer a lot of things. Why in the world are you playing Mega Latias? This makes no sense right here. The reason, why would you run this when you're swinging for what, 210 damage on the bench and you're only 200 HP yourself? See, this is a lot of things where they think about what is best here, what's best here. There's so many matchups that they have to go over and think about. I know every single one of these matchups. Like Skarmory, so much better because it's so much harder to hit that one shot, but it's still not the best option. Like, yes, like you have this is great. This is not going to do it though. You don't want to be, if this is what your armor looks like, you're not ever attacking with Lugia. There's no point in playing powerful energy if you're never going to be you don't want to attack with Lugia in this deck. You never want to attack with it. You always want your optional Pokemon attacking. That's why I don't understand Guzzler being your only answer to Reggie. That's stupid. That's absolutely nuts. I would never play this card. Like, if that's your only answer, you need, like this one, you want Tina Chop, you want this Double Dragon. You don't ever want these two. I love Kyurem, but this only works if they play Colress, and how many decks are actually playing Colress? No one's playing it anymore. Look, there's no blue border card. No blue border card, no blue border card. Let's go to Regidrago. Let's see how many blue border cards we see. No Colress, 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 no Colress. No one's playing Colress. There is no point in playing this Kyurem if nobody is playing Colress because they know everybody else in the room is playing it. So they're like, oh, everybody's playing Kyurem because everyone is playing it. So everyone else is playing it. I shouldn't be playing it because no one's gonna play Colress. That's the fact that you ever need this card in some weird situation. Like, this card is useless against Regidrago. It's useless. It's useless against Lugia. It's useless against Iron Thorns. It's useless against almost every big deck. The only ones that you beat are anything that require setup decks for like stage 1 or stage 2 with low HP basics. Those are the only decks that you will ever need this spread damage. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to attack this for 110, this is 110 and set them all. No, you don't want to be set. That's a waste of a turn because you have things that can one-shot everything on the field. You have things that can take extra prizes. You have things that can completely lock your opponent out of the game while taking prizes. Like, you don't want to just spread around random damage whenever you can't guarantee your opponent is when your opponent's almost never going to play Colress. Never. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, Fluttermane, horrible decision. Why would you ever play Fluttermane when Wobbuffet does better? Like, Fluttermane says basic Pokemon. Okay, it's like your active basic Pokemon. Wobbuffet says anything's not a psychic. Wobbuffet's automatically a better addition. Like, I really don't understand this. And then here's another thing. I like Mew. I really like Mew. But there's a better Pokemon. Can you guess what it is? Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom, Clefairy. One Prizer. It doesn't matter because Clefairy and Mew are both going to get one shot. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to play Mew just for a little extra draw. No, this is expanded. You are going to get obliterated. You have 3 or 4 Via Seekers in every single deck. Three. Or why would you play 2? There's no point. Because every deck is playing 1 or 2 Guzma, maybe more. Every single deck. And add on to that, they might also be playing Boss's Order. The only reason they would is because they have to stay active. And there are 2 decks that do that, by the way. But anyway, there's no point in playing this. There's better attackers. Noivern, situationally, I understand one of. I understand one of situationally. Um, I'm not a huge fan of it though. Not a huge fan. Um, so yeah, they are not playing the most optimal version of this. Rhydon's a pretty fun deck, but the reason you didn't see it so much, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the. You guys probably don't really care that much. You're a little quiet to Shifty on your limb. Okay, so the reason I'm a little quiet is because my voice isn't all better. Like I'm still having trouble talking with my voice. If I need to boost my microphone volume, I can. Hang on, give me a second. Um, is this better? Sorry, is this better? If this is better, I can just have this gain for today. But I really didn't want to put too big of a gain. Okay, thank you. I really don't want to be too loud because I can't because, my voice. But so, for everyone wondering why you're never going to see Maridon in the tops of these tournaments, is because number one, Reggie Drago is still the most popular deck. You almost never beat them, even if you tech for it. You almost never do because they have more techs for you than you have for them, and the more you tech for them, the less consistency you have, regardless if Maridon has an ability. Remember, most decks play Wobbuffet, and they like to set up early. Decks that play Badu instead are setting up for failure. And the reason why is because there's so many decks that don't play as many item cards as they do variety of supporters, variety of Pokemon, variety of this, variety of that. Only like Mew plays more items than it should ever play. It's the only deck that ever plays this many items in expanded. And I didn't mean to just show you all that out of like Snorlax, even Snorlax Stall doesn't play that many items. Like literally. Like 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's the deck. That is not a lot of items. Like Shadow Rider is never going to play a bunch of items. They play 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like, they know the range to get around Badu. Like, you know what your range is against Badu. And that's why I tell people Maridon is almost never going to win these matchups. You have Iron Thorns to be your turn one counter. You have Zeraora to get around Snorlax, or not Snorlax, but what's it called? Regirock. You can get around Regirock with this. You can get around Mars Shadow with the Vikavolt V. And you can pretty much just say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to item lock you for a turn or two, and then just see what happens. And then usually you can gain a turn or two. Um, but even with like Reggie 1-1 Reggie Draco is not the greatest because you still have so many Pokemon you can throw in to give yourself better matchups against a lot of other things. Sorry about that. Like I still like some of these lists, and they're all very consistent. Like you'll see almost all of them are not the same. Like I do like extra max elixirs. I despise not having more. I only one is just bad. Like I would never have only one. There's no point in playing trainer's mail. Like you should not ever have this many items in one deck. This guy did not win a single tournament. There's no way he ever won a tournament in this format. There's a reason there's so few of these running around is because They're just it, and here's a funny one. This deck, Iron Thorns, just straight up Iron Thorns. They are there is one Iron Thorns, a single Iron Thorns that made it. But look how it's built. It's built with Plumeria and a bunch of other things like Lusamine, Airy Sydney, Handiwork, obviously Tropical Beach, which no one should ever be playing in this format. You'll never use this, but here's I don't know if anybody knows what Palace Belt is. This we're never going to ever get. Pokemon will never let us have this card in English. So, but anyway, um, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of variety in these decks, and this is bad because there's a set way to do this. There's a set way to play this deck, and you saw pretty close to it earlier. Yeah, these just they don't make any sense. This is an atrocity. I don't know what is happening here to make this like this should not ever be a thing. Like the fact that this is here is just you play Japanese language cards at a tournament? No. Only in Japan. Or if you are Japanese and you're playing in a regional, international, or worlds outside of Japan. Um, and so, yeah, I'm not going to go too much over those. Ceruledge. Ceruledge EX is a little bit different. Um, this deck focuses on getting energy in the discard pile, but the problem is a lot of these decks are going to they're trying to play too many items and they're going to run into any item lock. Like any Miraidon's going to throw out Vigavolt V. Any Lugia is going to throw out whatever they choose, whether it be a Badu, whether it be whether there's so many different options for them to play. Um, Ledge Armorouge is cool, but I like the blue sword. Yeah, but the thing about this is I don't like this in this format because the worst thing that you can do is play, look at this, 4, 5, 7, 11, 15, 18, 19, 20. That's a third of your deck is items, and you're already going to get a third of your deck countered. That means that you have to use them all early. And there's still so many different ways, and that's why I don't like these in this format. Um, this I don't understand. This is horrible. Like, choose the best one, choose the best one, and just move on. There's no point not playing four of that for four of this one. There's zero reason. Now, Takeru Raiko. This right here is Raging Bull. Anyone who doesn't know. Um, so yes, this literally says basically it's an ancient Raikou. However, the way they play it in expanded, this is perfect. If you look at the first two Pokemon, this is perfect. 3-3. There is nothing better in expanded for Raging Bolt than this right here. Where you go wrong is playing things to try to answer other decks and fail. There is no point in playing this Girafarig unless you're playing some way to attack with like a furry giraffe. There's no point. Like I know what this card does. You put two cards from your you could choose up to two of your opponent's cards from the discard pile and lost zone them. But anyway, I know you can lost zone stuff with this card. I understand that. But the problem is you're not looking to stall. You're looking to take knockout, knockout, knockout. Because the minute you don't, your opponent could respond with something and absolutely just. There is no deck that relies on one single card in a discard pile. There is none. ADP. For everyone who likes ADP, yes, this deck is real. This deck is perfect the way it's set up. So for those of you who see this, yes, this is a Mega Latios or Mega Latios EX. This is wrong. You don't want to play this. You do not want to play this at all. What you want to play is you want to play something that's not discarding the energy. Like, you can play this. That is perfectly fine to play Pikachu V Union. I don't play it, and if I'm playing it, I'm not playing. I'm not playing Prime Catcher. Like, there's no point in playing that when I can play an ace spec that lets me discard 5 cards from my deck. And then I also don't see where's Peonia. Peonia should be in here. Like, I don't like not being able to. Oh, here's Peonia. Never mind. I see her. There's Peonia. Never mind. I didn't say anything. Why are we playing 2? You should only play 1. There's no reason to play Ho-Oh at all. No one should ever be playing Ho-Oh. I understand. I do understand you're trying to go, oh, Latios into Mega Latios. I get it. I really do. But this is not how you play this deck, because you don't want to focus on one single. Because there's so many decks that you just lose to. This deck loses to so many other decks. So I just wouldn't do it. This one loses to fewer decks because you also have the Vigavolt as the backup item lock. You have draw and support Pokemon that can get you, as well as Tapu Koko can help you a little bit. If you get a big hand, you have Raikou V, which is pretty good. But going one strat, no, that's a horrible idea. Beedrill EX, I love this. I really do love this deck. Now, here's the problem. This Kakuna should be a 4 of. You should never have this Kakuna in the deck. Because if this is the Kakuna you draw, you're screwed. You want it to be 4? Obviously, this Beetle's the best. I agree. This Kakuna's the best. I would have 4 of this. 4 Mega Beedrill is fine. I think 3 is acceptable. Because if you go 3, and then I like 2 of this one. The reason I like 2 of this one is because of its knockout attack. I do like it. And not too sure that I really enjoy this Beedrill, but it's fine. It can be there. Um, Obviously, I would never play Path in this deck. I'd play 4 Forests. I'm not entertaining the idea of going Path ever in this deck. Um, I don't know why you play Beautifly, since there is a better option. Um, I would never play this. I would just rather play um, the 4 Sealstone, or like, as keep in mind, there are several Pokemon V that you can put into the deck. Like, you could put a Luminion V, or you put a Crobat V, something that you can attach a 4 Sealstone to and searching for a card. That's much better option than trying to use this attack to grab 5 of any combination of grass Pokemon and energy cards. This is not a good idea. It's really not. I don't like Peony at all. I think that this is horrible and expanded because you have so many pieces that you need. You're never wanting to discard your entire hand, ever. There's some decks that you can play research, but not this deck. So, Gourgeist EX. So, anyone who doesn't know what this does, this one virtually says that you're just doing damage based on anything with a damage counter on your bench. So, sorry, Gengar, Can throw a damage counter, 3 damage counters on itself. Damage Pump moves the damage counters off of Gengar so you can keep 1 on Gengar and move 2 to other things. Jinx can damage itself. Spiritomb can damage itself. Everyone else is pretty much on its own. Now, the reason that I like this Mr. Mime, but this is not optimal Mr. Mime. The optimal Mr. Mime is going to be the Psychic type one, because you can still get around Wobbuffet. And yes, there is a way Wobbuffet can attack the bench with a certain technical machine, but we'll get to that another time. Anyway, I really don't like this specific deck. It's built decently. Oh, look, a Colress. The first Colress we've seen. I don't think I've seen a single Colress since looking down here. One person, you know, they lost to every single deck with a Kira. Every one of them. This is definitely not a great deck. This one, I disagree with this right here. Like, I love being able to go with the whole Mega Greninja, but I'm not playing 2 regular Greninja EX. I would rather focus on the ability, or I would have a split between him and him. I wouldn't even go with an Inteleon. There's no reason for this Inteleon line, because how are you going to consistently find everything? Because once these hit, you have to get them up. And you're not just going to... Wait, is this... Hang on. Yeah, Counter Catcher. Why would you play... Okay, yeah, no, I still don't like this. He's playing... Yeah, no, I don't like this deck at all. Let's see. Kingdra, okay. I get this. I really don't get the Archie, the whole Archie's combo. Like, if Archie's for Kingdra and then Kingdra for Mega Ninja is how you do this, I get it. I do get it. But you're relying on a very specific combo that takes 3 turns to develop. Like, you're almost never going to get this, like, you get this turn 1, and then you go for him, you go turn 2 for here, and on your 3rd turn you can finally start doing Greninja things. That takes too many turns. I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. Mega Venusaur, I really don't like playing Buzzwole Pheromosa tag team. This is a horrible idea. Like, if you're going to do any GX, there's so many better GXs that you can use. There is, let's see, Shaman. I like that. I like the Shaman. There is another card I would be playing. I'm fine with 3 of this, as long as you have a good draw engine like Teal Mask. I despise this line. I will tell you guys right now, this is not, like, this is why Gardevoir does not win in Expanded, is because of the way they're playing this. You're trying to go, oh, I'm going to have 3 trade Curlias, 1 that grabs 3 out of the deck, and then I'm going to play all these. This should be a 2-2 split every time, because if you ever prize this, you're done. You are never keeping these on the field. You are almost always using them once, and you're evolving straight into a Gardevoir or a Gallade, which is not here. For those who don't know, there is a Gallade. Let's see, what's it called? Breakthrough. It says once your turn, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You can put them back on any order. And then if you play the support of your hand, does 60 plus 70. Now I do not stream less. Shifty gets a shiny card. Shifty, this card is rare. Mia. Sorry. You do know that Pokemon graduated from UMass, right? Shifty, why do you always have to ruin the things I love? No, I did not stream last week. My internet was bad. Okay, Dark Sage. Well, I hope it gets better. I was just telling stream, but I finished 8th because I was in a wreck on the last. My my cousin's son Max, he races an Arca. Max Reeves, he races Arca, and I was kind of happy he did pretty well. Um, we get to see him win. Um, that was the only race I watched. Yeah, you watch Arca? So yeah, Max Reeves is my cousin Jeremy, my uncle Morris Reeves. That's my cousin Jerry. That's his son. And he's got a younger son that's trying to do what are they called, midget car series. I and they just race on like smaller tracks in these small like go kart like vehicles. And but I told him one day Max is gonna race in NASCAR and I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna be a redneck for one day. But yeah, so everybody wondering, Gallade can swing 130 times 2 for weakness. There are several boosts that you can make to get Gallade over the hump and start one-shotting things that Gardevoir just has a little bit of trouble doing. Because obviously you have Gardevoir GX. Wait, where's the GX Gardevoir? Why is there no Gardevoir GX? Hello? So for anyone wondering, Gardevoir GX says, once during your turn, you may attach a fairy energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Now, the reason why you do this is for energy acceleration. Everything doesn't have to be a psychic energy. I don't understand why you don't play this. Plus, Infinite Force can do 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. They don't have to be Fairy. I can play 1 or 2 Fairy in a deck. I don't understand why they're not playing Gardevoir GX. Gardevoir GX is just so much better. And it's not. It's like, oh, we only need 8. That's the problem. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need Heavy Ball. Let's see. Let's see. What do you? You don't want. Why would you ever want Crispin? Or not Crispin. What's her face? Discard, draw 5. You never want this. Wally. Yes, but only for Wobbuffet. If you do this, if you play Wally, you should be playing 2 Candy. You should be playing 1 Candy, 1 Wally. It makes no sense. This is horrible. There's no reason to play Trainer Smell. Why would you ever play Big Charm? If you're gonna play Big Charm, you focus on your bench hitters. There's no. This deck is in such a mess. Like, okay, I like Secret Box. If you're gonna go with this is such indie. I'll watch that in a second. Here it is. I'll watch it in a second. I'm gonna explain Gardevoir right quick, and then I'll watch it. Um, I do like Gengar Mimikyu Tag Team for the GX attack specifically because it says take an extra turn. So this is literally a $300 card. I don't know if anyone knows. Gengar Mimikyu Tag Team is literally $300. I guess that's why most people don't have it, but in Japan, it's not that expensive. It's like, I want to say literally like 20, 30 bucks. Yeah, I could be wrong. But they think they have a non-hollow version of it. Um, I This Mew is fine, but I'm not sure I prefer it over Mr. Mime. This is perfect. I like this pheasant dippity. The flip effect is pretty good. Again, like, here's what I said. I don't like this. Always play 2-2 split. The fact that he plays 3-1, not 2-2, I don't like this. This is horrible. 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 The reason why is because you need to make sure that you're not relying on so many other Pokemon. You play a stage 2, you rely on the stage 2. You're not going to try to force other Pokemon to do the majority of the work. When you have, let me go up and show you this big one. Okay, or this one. This Gardevoir right here. This one specifically. Hang on, let me move this so I can see what I'm. This one right here. If you ever get a spell table and want to do Commander, I challenge you to a live match on it. I've never built a Commander deck, but yeah, I'll refund you. I'll refund you. I'll refund you. Give me a second. This Gardevoir makes all Psychic 2 Psychic. This Gardevoir says, I do 30 damage times the amount of energy I have in play. This Gardevoir lets me bring energy from the discard pile and put 2 damage counters down. Now just imagine if you had 2 types of Gardevoir doing the attacking. 2 types of Gardevoir. And then you had ways to search out this energy. So much better. Like, I love this. I love this right here. I just don't like all of these one-ups. All these one-ups make zero sense unless you have ways to specifically pull them out, and you have no way to specifically pull them out. And since you're not using a way to stack damage counters, there's no Monkey Dory, no Dark Energy. Agatha needs to be in this deck. There's no Agatha in this deck. You need an Agatha. You need more than one Via Seeker for this deck. Like, 2 is just, this is like, you're literally cutting your balls off and putting them on the counter if you're only playing 2, 3, or 4 every day. Okay, now let me go to Dark Sage's video. I'm gonna watch it. I'm so sorry, Dark Sage. I'm so sorry, man. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna move to my Twitch account. Go to my dashboard. That's been like a, yeah. Like, I get it. That's just not fun. It's not fun at all. Max Reeves, oh, he's really good. He's 16. He's still got to be an ARCA for a few more years, and then something else. And then once he's done, he can go. He's got 2 things to do before he goes to NASCAR. One is turn 18, and I forget what other series he's got to join. And then once he's done with all that, he can enter the NASCAR. But I forget his name. There is a dude who owns, I think. I'm trying to think who. Like, I can tell you, Bobby Labonte is is his like mentor who taught him most of what he knows. Is Bobby Labonte, and I made a joke. I was like, tell him that he won one more race than he should have won when he beat Jerry Nadu because as I told him, it's just like to tell him he did tell him the only reason he won that race in I forget what year in Atlanta was because Jerry Nadu ran out of gas. I was like, Jerry Nadu didn't run out of gas in that last lap. Bobby Labonte wouldn't have won that race. 2000, yeah. I told him I thought that was funny, and it is just like, oh, I'll tell him. I don't know if he told him or not, but I told him that would have been funny if he'd have said it. But yeah, um, I'll talk. I'll talk with you and the chat at the same time. I can do both. Dragapult, Inteleon. Uh, Not a fan of this deck. Um, all the item lock, Bobby Labonte's son. Yeah, he's probably a better teacher than he is a driver. Mark Martin was a guy. Oh, Mark Martin. That was number 6, right? I think. Yeah. Okay, I knew Mark Martin was. Yeah, he was pretty good. So not that much. Like I had to cheer. So one of the girls in my class for 4 years out of elementary school, her uncle, so her name was Jada Gordon. Now take a guess who her uncle was, who actually came and spoke to our class one year. See, you're gonna get this. The DuPont number 24 came, exactly, DuPont number 24 came and spoke to us. And he signed, like, he had these cool things. I don't know what I did with mine, but he had like these custom cards that he signed for us. I don't know what I did with mine. Mine's probably downstairs somewhere. I know I didn't throw it away, but it's pretty cool. And ever since then, I was like, let's go, Jeff Gordon, just because I'm like, I got something that he gave me, like, just because I met the guy. His grandfather was Arnold Palmer. Terry Gordon, owner of, yeah. Hey, hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The only other racer I met, professional racer I met, um, should have been a Dale Earnhardt fan. Yeah. So actually, no. Um, Early in my life, I only met Jeff Gordon, and then in high school, I met Bobby. Or no, is it Bobby Allison? I think was his name Bobby Allison, who raced Dick Trickle. I don't remember what number Bobby Allison drove. Um, but anyway, my coach in high school, one of my kicking or the kicking coach in high school, um, he the 12. Oh, okay. So my kicking coach in high school was God, what was his first name? Joe Allison, and Joe Allison was the Lou Groza Award winner at Tennessee. Wait, Memphis State? I think it was Memphis something or Tennessee something. I don't remember. But in '83, he won the very first Lou Groza Award, and he was my coach. And his uncle was Bobby Allison, who came spoke to us in high school. The only other racers I've met besides them are bro. I could not race. I'm too fat. I can't fit into the car. And then number 2, I would be sweating so badly in that heat that I would pass out and lose consciousness. But no, yeah. So I live in Cumming, Georgia, and Dawsonville, Georgia is just north of me. And everybody knows Bill Elliott and Chase Elliott. I've met both of them. Bill Elliott at Walmart while I was working at Walmart, and then Chase Elliott before he ever raced. So I don't know if you know. Um, yeah. So Bill Elliott almost never made. Awesome, yeah. He he made a few appearances at the Walmart when his car got put into the Walmart. I'm not even kidding. His car was parked right there for some reason. But his son, before he was ever like old enough to drive, his mom would bring him into Walmart, and his sister, she was a prick. Like Bill's daughter, she thought, oh, my daddy's got all the money. I got this awesome red convertible. I can drive it going 90 up the highway while I'm smoking. And we're just like, we told her that she was the biggest pizza there was. I've met my, oh, cool. Yeah, I've only met four racers, or four professionals, and one of them wasn't a professional when I met him. And Tony said, I've never met Tony Stewart. Mark's super nice guy. I'm sure he is. I'd meet him if I could. I don't. But yeah. So yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm sure I would like him. This is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of. He lives in Arkansas. Oh, that's cool. I've been to Arkansas a few times. um, so Ninetales prevents an opponent from playing stadium, or prevents people from playing stadiums. So I wouldn't be playing three copies of this, knowing that once this hits, I have no way to get rid of this. I have no way to put this into play. That's why I don't play this. The only reason I would play it is if I played a 2-2 and I stuck with it. This as a tech is horrible. Like, playing one field blower is just, no. You play one stadium at the most. You play multiple ways to get rid of the stadium and Ninetales to kill the stadium. Or you can just play Chaos Shifty Racing. What? We got a pit? I did not read this in the manual. Yeah, I didn't read it. Dang right I didn't read it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Um, Zard, not a fan of this deck. Hang on. Okay. I didn't want everyone to have to hear that. If Max ran IndyCar, you could have gone in the Indianapolis 500. I'm going this. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, nice. I he's always driven either like midget cars or stock cars. Like he's never done like cars that required like such low seating and such like that have such drag and such control. Like I tell people the reason why Danica Patrick never won in NASCAR, and I tell people she's not going to win. And there's like, oh, you're sexist this and sexist that. It's like, no. I was like, I know the difference between an Indy car and a stock car. It's a huge difference. Like going from one to the other. Oh yeah, I would. The difference is astounding. Like normal people just don't realize it. Like, and I think that's why females who watch it and just became her biggest fan. It's like, oh, a female, oh, she's gonna win one race. I'm like, no, she's not. I was like, I love F1. I love watching F1. Except when Max Verstappen wins. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Even when he wins, I'll still watch it. Um, but Yuki Tsunoda is on his team. I think was it last year or was it this year? Verstappen, are Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda on the same team this year, or was it just last year? Lewis Hamilton. I don't have a guy. I don't have a guy. I just like watching it. But yeah, anyone who wonders the difference, but like F1 and IndyCar are very similar, but they're not the same. They're very similar. Um, but NASCAR is completely different. So anyone who says, "Oh, anyone who runs IndyCar F1 could win in NASCAR or vice versa," not true. It's a whole nother set of skills. Like seriously, a whole nother set. Like yes, you have to know how to drive, but oh, of course he wins too much. But yeah, I don't like this. I definitely don't like this Charizard. Oh, excuse me. Sorry guys. But yeah, I don't. Jellison is a decent deck, but unless you have ways to up this damage, it doesn't make any sense. He's like Ayrton Senna. I don't know who that is. Michael Schumacher. I know Michael Schumacher is. But yeah, I'm not huge. Like I understand unknown. I do understand the card. Like you use it to become bench fodder and draw a card. So basically, the only reason you play it is so you can get a frillish in a play without giving your opponent so many mulligans. And that's the reason why you play frillish, or you play four unknown is when you're playing four frillish and you're only playing Jellison. Like I understand this deck, not a huge fan of the way it's played. Um, Obviously, I'm not a fan of um, particularly because like you're not gonna always do 80. You don't care about doing 80 damage in item lock. You're never winning anything because you anyone can turn this ability off, and that's why people don't play this deck. Because once they turn this ability off, you are done. You have absolutely no. You have no leverage in any game. Raging, or sorry, um, God, what's this? I played this deck at Knoxville Regional. Three energy for a KO is not good. I do not like this. This is just an atrocity waiting to happen. Like I don't understand what's going on here. I really don't. Mega Lucario is um, it's doable. You can win with Mega Lucario. I firmly believe that you can win with this deck. But the thing is, they're not playing the right cards. Like, why are you playing Temple when you like? I get playing Temple. Why are you playing Temple when you could play God, what's the name of that card? This right here. This is the one where you do 40 more damage, right? I forget what the name of it is. I think I know what set it's in. Um, let's see, advanced stadium in. I forget what the name of it is. Martial arts dojo. So, so I like this, and it says if the attacking player has more prize cards remaining, do 40 more. I love having two of this because there are times when this is going to make more of a difference than a temple. Uh, Temple of Sinnoh is just not, and like there's obviously nothing else in this. Like I get Brooklet Hill, he did play Brooklet Hill, but if you're gonna play Brooklet Hill, like make it a two of. Like like you don't want to just play one one one. Play two of this, play two of this. All right. Now you have a excusable draw out to the card. Obviously, it won. This won. Anyone wondering? The best way to play it is no item lock. You don't care for item lock. Like, I still don't like the get lost. Like, I'm not a huge fan of this card. Like, I get why he played it. I'm not a huge fan of this card. Like, I love the Wobbuffet. I love everything here. I despise this. This is bad. Don't ever play this. Not in Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider does not want this. Shadow Rider would love to have Gengar Mimikyu tag team if you can afford it. Some of these players can't afford it though. So just keep that in mind. A lot of them cannot afford Gengar Mimikyu tag team. That's why they're not playing it. Um, anyway, not a huge fan of even this. I'm not a fan of it. This deck runs off Serena V. The whole point of this deck is to fill your entire bench and clear it off and attack for 40 times the number of bench Pokemon you discard. So you play 4 Skyfield. And what happens is you bring your Pokemon back, like Giratina. You can put 4 of them on your bench, or 3 since you only have 3. And you only have 1 Execute. You can put a few other Pokemon on the bench, clear them off at the end of the turn. Um, but if you're playing Garbodor, then I don't know. I don't know. This deck, so for those who do like Eternatus, there's only one reason why anyone plays this deck. And the reason why is because of a Weavile Darkrai GX combo that is taken. So there's a combo you can run with this to where's the Kecleon? Here's the Kecleon. So this Kecleon can turn itself into a dark type, and then once the dark energy goes off of it, it counts as a colorless only and can turn Eternatus' ability off. And then it forces you to discard Pokemon or discard these Darkrai's. So you discard the Darkrai's come back onto the bench, use their ability, bring darkness energy with them. And then they move. So what happens is Weavile can move an energy to Kecleon after you have gotten rid of the Darkrai. You move it back onto him, create the space of 8, but you only have 5 Pokemon down. Go Darkrai, Darkrai, Dark Energy, and then you can move it off of him, or move the energy off of Darkrai's, and then the energy off of Kecleon. Go back to 5 on your bench, discard the Darkrai's, and you can loop that if you want. It is an eligible loop where you can get all of your dark energy from your discard pile into play. Now, the only reasons you would do this, I don't like this being your attackers. You need to have Mega Absol. If you don't have a Mega Absol, there's no point in playing this right here. There's 0 point. Like, I get the potential of getting an extra price card, but given how much HP everything has these days, this isn't going to happen. I would just rather play 2 Zoroark Greninja tag teams. I'd rather play 2 of this, or Umbreon Darkrai. I could play 2 of these, and then I'm waiting to use this GX attack at the perfect time. Like, I set up with him for 2-3 turns, and then I pull off the perfect GX attack once I have enough energy, and then route it to the Darkrai, and then go, okay, knock this Pokemon out. You can't play any trainer cards during next turn. Bam. And then take a full free turn with 6 energy. This one is a bad deck. Do not ever play. So basically, Vivillon is going to put your opponent's hand size down, and then Trevenant is basically going. So basically, you shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 4 cards, or your opponent does, draws 4 cards, and then Trevenant takes 2 of them away. But I'm not a huge fan of that. What I am a fan of is, I don't know if they have the oh, sorry, oh my god, my head hurts so bad. Oh, they're Pokemon that can work a little bit better. but we're not going to worry about that right now. Um, Roxy's. This is a Roxy. Yeah, this is a Roxy deck. So basically, Roxy's with Dust Noir. This is not a great deck. This deck beats one single deck. Can you guess what deck that is? Day 19 of asking Shifty to play RuneScape. Yeah, I I will tell you this, Dark Sage. Once I finally um, once I finally beat every single Pokemon main series game, blindfolded and own world record for every single one of them, and I have time, I might play RuneScape. The only reason I'm not playing it today is because I do have a Pokemon International Championship to prepare for next month. And that's the reason I'm doing the TCG like I'm doing. Play mobile games like World of Airports. I don't like wordscapes. I'm just not a fan of like I've played Casino Empire. The only reason I ever did speedruns of that was because it was something that I did as a child, and it was actually fun. But yeah, so anyone saying that Dust Noir is good, just I'm gonna tell you, if you think Dust Noir is good and expanded, you might as well just cut the stream off and go away. It's like trying to do this with a Roxy's deck is just it makes absolutely no sense. Whoever came up with this idea is just I have no idea. Like I get the idea. I get the idea. Hot taking sports betting. Um, the let's see. How about the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the NBA championship without a single loss. They're going to go 16-0 in the playoffs. Square root of 6,572. Hang on. The square root of 6,572 would be 81.1, I think. It's 81.1. 80.106. Okay, that was close. But yeah. um, wrong. I like to round. I don't like to go decimal deep. This deck is actually really good. So the only reason that this deck does not win, for anyone wondering, is because of the obsessive amount of stage twos that you need. You need you need one stage two to so you need this one to make it worth playing one energy here. You want him to be able to move the energy so you can heal off. Where's the heal at? Why are you playing this Venusaur and not you don't have a heal? This makes no sense. But you do have this and you do have this. You have him to stop poke or stop stuff from getting out of the discard pile from your opponent's side. You have this to prevent binge damage. I love this. What I don't love is having this, but I'm not having a heal other than this. Like you need to heal something. Like you gotta like you have recovery, you have search and recovery, but you don't have like I get the cape, but this cape does not need to be on him. That just makes no sense. A Lugia GX. This is bad. Who made this deck? Okay, this Mega King deck is bad. Don't even bother it. It's horrible. Mega Absol is good. Mega Absol's really good. So the reason why it's so good is because it can tech for most matchups in the metagame. So it goes with the Garbotoxin Garbodor to shut everything off, and then you're going for just item lock, or sorry, hand lock. You've got a few ways to get rid of your opponent's hand size, but I don't see any in this specific list, or I don't see a lot. Like, this is okay. Turn one going second, this is okay. Past that, there's no point in having this. Like, I like this being able to go here. Um, I would rather see one Crispin or a Janine. Like, give me a way to energy accelerate as a supporter. Otherwise, I don't like this. Um, this is decent, but you don't ever want to be playing something like Seismitoad in this. There's no point in playing Seismitoad at all. Um, like, I get Frostmoth, but at this point, get rid of this Seismitoad, get rid of this Snom and Frostmoth. Um, you have Archies in it. Why do you not play Archie? There's no reason not to play Archies. If you already have a Palkia in here, like, play Archie, bro. Like, what's the worst that it could happen if you play a single copy of Archie's Ace in the Hole? Makes no sense. Palafin Garbodor, this is a deck I still have built. And I think people are starting to realize how difficult the deck is to beat. Like, the thing about this deck, and I play Wobbuffet. Keep in mind, this guy does not play Wobbuffet. I don't know why he's not playing Wobbuffet. He's not playing the correct supporter counts. He's not playing. Yeah, this is bad. This is horrible. You don't ever want to be playing Secret Box in this deck. This is not good. Um, yeah, I don't like this list, but this is correct. This is correct, but this is not. um, I don't like this because anyone can counter the Ogerpon pretty easily. Um, there are ways around it, but there's ways around your counters, but it's easier to just to counter the Ogerpon. Um, I don't like that. I know this is a snipe attack. I know Delphox is in here for a 120 snipe. I don't like this. I think this is bad. Um, I do like this. Radiant Charizard. I really like this. This is a really good. Once you get knocked out here, and you're just going, okay, discard plus 30, discard plus 30. You're doing instead of 260, you're doing 320. I get it. You're doing 320. You've got where's okay? You've got 4 welder. Where is your blacksmith? You should play at least one blacksmith because if you have the energy in your discard pile, you want to be able to pick it up. Those those 2 cards you draw aren't as important as getting the energy on. This you should never play this without blacksmith. Without blacksmith, you're going to lose a lot of games. Um, this I despise. Yeah, this is not good at all. Okay, I get that you're trying to go turn one attack and win the game, but look at like no, just no. If this works for someone, then go for it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're trying to just do enough damage to win a game on turn one, like uh, go for it. I don't believe that a person's gonna be able to do it though. I'm just not. I love Macargo instead of Slowking. This is really good. Um, I like this. I'm not a fan of Kirim. I love this because you can just get a knockout, just straight up get a knockout. I love this card so much, and there's so many other cards that you can use, or so many other attacks you can use to to make this deck so much better. But we'll get to that another time if I ever decide to play this in expanded, which I won't probably. Megalopuni Pidgeot is decent, but never play Pidgeot if you're playing a 2-2-2. There's no reason for this. If you're gonna play this, play a 4-4-2. Hi Amy. Hi. How are you? Thank you so much. Um, but Yeah, if you play like a if you play like a 3-3 or 4-4, this makes up for it because you don't ever want to have just a Pidgeot down. You want draw support for this. Otherwise, there's no reason to play Vileplume. Because if you're playing Vileplume, then you have no way to. Do you respond? Yeah, I respond. Hi. Sorry, no, you're probably on a 20 or 30-second delay. I'm sorry, I do apologize. But I do see your messages and I do respond. Um, but yeah, this should be pumped up. This should never be at 2. I don't agree with this at all. Um, so Blissey, um, this is decent. The only thing I don't like about this is there is no legitimate way to be one-shotting megas or high HP two prizers in one turn. Yet your A spec is to find Pokemon. It's not to give Blissey 100 extra HP and then pull it back with Eco Arm because you can always just pull it back in the deck with Eco Arm and then search it back out. Like with Gramble, for anyone who's wondering, you can do stuff like that. Um, but I don't like that. Um, I understand Tatsugiri. I really do, and I get the whole point of Tatsugiri. But if you think that you're ever going to be able to consistently set up each and every one of these Pokemon you want every single game, I mean, you're dreaming. That's why I don't understand whoever came up with this. They definitely did not win. Whatever event they went to with this, they definitely did not win. Um, this, I'm not sure how you win necessarily. Like, if you're playing Bunnelby, your your goal is usually to mill your opponent out. That's usually your goal. So I'm trying to see how in the world or why in the world you're playing a Bunnelby Vileplume strategy, but you're just throwing in Frostlass. Like I don't understand this. This makes no sense. Um, this makes a little bit more sense, and only because you're trying to build up a pool. But the thing is, you also need to be bringing your opponent's hand up, not taking your opponent's hand down. Like there's no reason to be like I don't know. We'll go to the next game. Here is a deck that I play. However, they're playing it wrong. This is not the right way to play this deck. They're thinking, oh, I'm going to go Skyfield. I'm going to throw every Pokemon down onto my bench and do 300 and 300 damage. That's not right. That's not how you play Snorlax. The way you play Snorlax is you play it with a 4/4 Pidgeotto and a Pidgeot. So you have your draw every single turn to respond to KOs. That's how you do it. I get Eternatus VMAX. I get it. Not the best. Um, I don't like it because this is just a horrible way to play the deck. Otherwise, like, very solid engine. There's just, how are you getting out of item lock? How are you getting out of your, like, when you get toxined, how are you getting out of this? If you get item locked to Vileplume, you can't get out of this. Like, you have no draw engine to get you out. That's why I don't like this. Goldingo, great deck and expanded. Absolutely great deck. Um, the only thing that I don't like about this specific engine is the Monkey Dory. This is useless in expanded. It is useless. There's no point in playing this card. There's so many things that you can put in this place. You could be playing a Tapa Lele GX, which would work a lot more than this in this situation. And I do like this in a way, if you're gonna play Levincia Stadium, then you play more Lightning. You play more than one Levincia Stadium. Like, there's no point in playing it like this. I don't like this. Um, Playing Boss's Order over Guzma, I don't like it because the thing is, you can draw an extra card every turn with this, which just makes so much more sense. Plus, you got Air Balloon. Like, it makes so much more sense to just be like, okay, Guzma, I'll swap you, and I swap myself. I've got an extra card with another Goldingo, so I go two and then two instead of two, one, one. So I get that fifth card instead of just four. Slacking's pretty good if you set up, but until you set up, it's not good. And I'm really not a fan of the deck at this current moment. Um, and this is the reason. One of the reasons why is they're trying to go with a very weird Dusknoir deck. This is not the one that does damage counters, by the way. Okay, this is not the damage counter one. This is a special energy Dusknoir. And then you're also trying to do this air melon search. I not a fan of that. Um, Stoutland. I get Stoutland Vileplume. I do. But I will say this to everyone: like, what is the point in going Stoutland Vileplume? Like, if you go like a 2-2, I get this, but the problem is you don't want to be like, you can put this in the active, but you're never winning games. Like, the only way you're gonna ever win games is if you find a way to loop somehow, some way, be able to just stick. Like, this baby doll ice is not going to do you any good if this is your line. Like, this is never gonna do anything for you. There's too many switch outs. That's why I don't like this. Like, I get Sentinel and I get Irritating Pollen. I get this. This deck is not, like, people just weren't prepared for this deck. That's all I can say. People weren't prepared for it. Um, Obviously, I don't think Snorlax Stall is good. People just were like, I'm not going to play against Snorlax Stall. I'm just not going to play any switch outs. Like, outside of Guzma. I'm like, bad idea. Oh, excuse me. Deck's already bad. There's no point. Okay. Yay. Okay. So we're done. I'm not going to talk about Snorlax Stall because Snorlax Stall is not worth talking about. So let's go through these decks. Obviously, Expanded is my favorite thing. We saw this list earlier, and like I said, um, Jellicent EX is horrible inside this deck. You never want to play Jellicent inside of Shadow Rider. And the reason why is because your focus should always be on Shadow Rider itself. Now, if you have Lily's Clefairy for weakness, I get it. I totally get it. If you have a Trevnor because you're like, oh, excuse me, because you unfair, ow, 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 ow. Oh my god, my head hurts so bad. I'm sorry. Like, I get the unfair stamp Trevnor, but the thing is, you have to hit your combo perfectly. Like, you have to go with a Tapa Lele for a teammates, and then you have the teammates for like the Trevenant unfair stamp. Um, find a way to put this energy on, and then just be like, okay, unfair stamp. I get 5, you get 2. Take both of your cards away and leave you with the 0 card hand. Like, that's the only reason you would ever play this. Like, I get it. Not a huge fan of it because Dimension Valley does nothing for this deck. I don't like this card at all in this deck. The only legitimate reason I could see this ever being here is for Copycat. That is it. And I legitimately don't see a reason to do the copycat. Um, anyway, also, anyone wondering, this must have been an error. Like, I just don't see this. I don't see a purpose in this card at all. Like, quite literally. Like, nothing in here can, like, nothing in here can, like, that doesn't do anything for you. Um, this doesn't do anything for you. This doesn't do anything for you. This doesn't do anything for you. None of these can attack with his attack. I don't see why you would ever play this. This, I still don't agree with this at all. I do agree with this. I wish this was 3 because this would make a lot more sense. The only reason you would ever play this is because you play a wide range of supporters that can just disrupt your opponent. Like, I like this, but the problem is you need to be able to bring back these supporters every turn. And that's the thing that I don't think is. That would keep this deck from winning a lot. That's why you only see one copy of this deck. It's because it's not going to win a lot. Snorlax obviously not a great deck. This, it's people just weren't ready for it. That's the only reason it won. Like, take this for example, Raichu Electrode. Were they ready for this deck? Absolutely not. They had 0 ways to get out of it except escape rope. So yeah, they either killed you on turn 2 or they just didn't win. And then Mujinasek. I like this deck. I just don't like a lot of the cards inside of the deck. Obviously, you lose to item lock. You beat most everything else. I don't like the 2 via Seeker only. That's a bad thing. Karen could be very, very difficult to. Why would you play 2? I really don't understand that. Sorry, guys, hang on. Sorry, I'm sick and I ran out of real honey, and I didn't get to stop at the store to get any. So, but there's a very special chamomile tea that I drink um, to deal with something that is going on with me right now. So, but I like 4 Plumeria, Guzma Guzma Hala team. I like this. Not sure I agree with Lusamine. Um, I would rather see an extra copy of Faba or Airy. I would rather see these. Sydney's pretty decent, but obviously I would never play more than 2 copies. Here's the things, like, you guys are never gonna see a lot of these cards. Like, you're never going to see this card. Palace Belt, you'll never see this card. You will, well, you guys have seen this card, but if you don't have a copy of this card, you will never get a copy of this card. If you don't already own this card, it was only a World Championship promo. This card, let's just say I don't agree with this card. I really don't understand the point behind this card. But I guess if your hand is really big, you might want it. I don't know. There, there's no reason to play these cards when I can attack every turn. There's no point. Like, I would rather just attack and then disrupt my opponent the whole time rather than play these, but I get the whole point of playing them. I really do. I'm not going to go over the Snorlax. This is what I was telling you guys earlier with Mega Absol and Garbodor. The deck is really good if you play it correctly, but like there's no reason to play Giraffe Ring. There's no reason to play Flutter Mane. Like if you want to play a Wobbuffet, that's fine. If you play Budew, that's fine. Um, Tapu Koko, the only reason I would ever play this is if you wanted to go for like a turn one Mega Absol and then just go um, grab the, because this right here is a little bit differently. It says two bitch Pokemon attach a lightning energy card for your discard pile to each of them. So the thing is, you can attach a lightning to any Pokemon, and I think so. The thing is, you attach one Mega Absol Dark Patch to one attach for free, and all of a sudden, in turn one, you can call off Darkness on turn one, and that's something that I tell people is really really good. If you're and there's a few cards in here that you can use to get around certain things. I don't like Secret Box. Um, if you play Secret Box, you better have a way to get it out immediately, and there's not one. There's no legitimate way to just grab Secret Box. Just grab it, grab it. Like, there's nothing. Like, and because of that, I don't like playing this. Like, like if you played like one copy of Arvin, or you played one Skyla, or Team Rocket's Petrol, whichever. Everyone's gonna play Skyla over Petrol, though. Come on, I mean, Skyla's just cute. Um, but yeah, no, I don't like that specific list. This one, the only reason I like this deck is because they play Sable IV. For anyone who doesn't know this, um, it is a really crazy attack that can go for one shots. So there's a way that you can stack this damage up pretty good, and but I really don't like Pokestop. I definitely don't like Secret Box in any Mega Absol deck. But if your whole goal isn't even to Claw of Darkness, like I don't get this. Like I'm trying to understand your best win condition. I don't see a great win condition here. I just don't. Your best win condition is to attack with one of a single copy of multiple copies of cards that you have a single copy of. See, this I like. I do kind of like this, but where's like even with this, I would still like to see a way to um, accelerate a little bit more hand disrupt. Like there are several cards that you could use to just chip away at your opponent. Obviously, Dragapult, or sorry, Regidrago is pretty good, but it's like I still don't understand why people are playing Kyurem. There's no point in playing Kyurem at all. Um, Dialga, I get it. I get it. This is a good one of. Um, this is a decent one of, but there is a better attacker. Um, the only reason you would ever play this card is not for the Rolling Iron. Like, I don't like. I would rather play the Hisuian Gudra V and then just do this. And the reason I say that is because like going for Gravity or Legacy Star just is not a huge idea. Like the the reason for ever bringing any two stuff back is you're using it late, but by that time, half the decks in format have an answer for everything you throw at it. Half the decks, not all the decks. Um, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Raihan in this deck. I get Raihan, but there's better knockout supporters. Like, why are you playing Raihan when you can play? And I hate to say this, you can play. Um, what's it called? Give me a second. I think it's called Teammates, but I could be wrong. I don't know the exact name of it, but I think it's called Teammates. Hang on. Yeah. So Teammates is a card where if one of your Pokemon's knocked out, search your deck for 2 cards and put them in your hand. This is a lot better than. Oh, sorry. This is a lot better than Raihan, where it's like, oh, attach a basic energy reducer out of one of your Pokemon, you search your deck for a card, put in your hand. I get that, but look what I can get. I get the whole point of going, oh, I can grab a grass or a fire and then grab this, but you're never doing that. You're never doing that. There's so much more that you can do with this deck with Teammates as opposed to Raihan. Raihan's just a worse twins in my opinion. Like I get the idea, but I just don't agree with it. Just like I don't agree with Parallel City. I just despise the thought of this being in this deck. This makes no sense to me whatsoever. Um, I really don't understand why players are playing one copy of this. The only thing that you would ever do this against are Skyfield decks. Like, and then you have a single copy to disrupt them. Like, seriously? Like, you're not gonna Legacy Star for Parallel City again. Like, this just makes no sense. Plus, this guy's playing 2 copies of Raihan for no reason. Like, you're never using 2 copies. You're never guaranteed using a Raihan in a game. Like, I get Sycamore. I get using, like, research effect. Not a fan of this, though, at all. Um, Salamence is decent, but I would much rather play Salamence over Megaladius. Like, much rather. But at the same time, there's a better Dragon type Pokemon. It might be expensive, but there's a better Dragon type Pokemon that you can play. Um, Hang on, I'll get to it. This card right here is the best 300 damage Dragon type. It says 300, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. I don't care about this effect. I like this without discarding energy. If you can't one-shot me, guess what? I can do 300 damage to you. This is much better than a Salamence. I guarantee you, none of them had this card though. That's the reason they don't play it. It's because they're like, well, I don't own this card because it's so expensive. Guess who does own it? I own multiple copies of this card. Sadly, not in Japanese though. Okay, this is just ugly. This deck looks so bad. Like even this 330 Reuniglide, like there's no point in having this. Like I would rather play this over playing like this is why I don't understand. Like that, as opposed to like, why would you ever play 300 as opposed to 330? That makes zero sense to me. Like the extra 30 damage is just free. Like, and this is why I think some players they just don't think properly before they deck build. Like a lot of these decks you see, a lot of what these players are playing, expanded isn't their main format. Standard is. Most of these players don't play enough expanded. Um, and this is why if I go to Japan and I were to like, I've never gotten the lottery pick, but if I ever got the lottery pick to play in one of these, there's no doubt that my odds of winning an 800 man Aichi expanded event, my odds are over 50% of winning the entire thing. Just because this is a format I focus on and I love it so much. This, not a fan of this deck at all. This has got stuff all over the place. Not a fan of it. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to um, figured you guys would love to see the my thoughts on the tournament this weekend. Obviously not the one that was streamed, but the better one. um, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna raid my buddy M Chan right quick, and then I will go cook some food for tomorrow. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitch, please follow. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do. It make me the happiest person in the world. For those who don't know my YouTube, that's it. It would make me really happy if y'all subscribed. It means so much to me. Anyway, hope you guys have my fun as ahead. I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club. Thanks, Chiazu. Bye.